I can't get my hair to grow, and now my butt's in trouble.
P.S. All of your parts stink.
Welcome to Then You Ruined It, a podcast where two dorks try not to make a simple conversation weird and fail every time.
Jason,
Steve.
I have a new problem.
That's what I'm here for.
So, I'm a big fan of the shower. The shower is a very relaxing place to both wash my body and, as we famously know on this podcast, pee. It is where I go to either de-stress from the day or to put off going into the stress of the day. It is a place of just, I don't know, it's like a very wet womb where I'm warm and safe. Don't give me that face. That face does not podcast well.
I mean, it works fine for me. It's saying, I was fine until you said, wet womb.
How could a shower possibly be a dry womb?
I mean, it's not, but a womb, period. The last womb I remember seeing was, I watched the movie Look Who's Talking To the other day. And there's a fake womb they made for an animatronic baby. And yes, that's creepy enough, but it's bad that the baby is being born with the umbilical cord wrapped around its neck. So this creepy animatronic baby is like freaking out and is voiced by Roseanne Barr saying like, well, I guess this is it. Goodbye, cruel world. I'm like, the hell is this movie? So when you say wet womb, all I can picture is the womb from that movie, and that's not a place I want to be.
I'm sorry I made you think of a naked dying Roseanne Barr.
No. I didn't think of that. The animatronic luckily looks nothing like her. It's just the voice, that's bad enough. But sorry,
anyway.
I don't want to ruin your wombness. Please.
I'm at womb with the world when I'm in the shower. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, a new stress has arisen in the shower. So I wash my hair, and then I don't know what to do anymore. I'm scrubbing my hair, scrubbing my head, and I have to be very, very mindful to not scratch or wash anything else until I have rinsed my hands very clean. Because I am trying hair regrowing shampoo, and the last thing I need is hair anywhere else on my body.
Yeah.
More hair.
Yeah, that's we have discussed at length, and by at length I mean like once, and that's enough for me. The amount of hair on your body, and additional is not necessary.
Because normally, go-to move was wash my hair, scratch my butt, and now I can't do that.
I disagree, and I think for the purposes of this podcast, you should.
No, because then I always scratch the right butt cheek. If this shampoo works and I end up with one super hairy butt cheek and one even more hairy butt cheek, that's going to be a problem for me.
I mean, it'll be a little more uncomfortable, but
It'll be like sitting on a wallet again. I'll sit like this to a slight angle. That's not all right. That's bad for my back.
I think, you're giving the shampoo maybe a bit too much credit. I don't think it's going to grow like comically fast or thick. I think, unless it grows like quickly in areas that already have hair and you have a super hairy ass, which I don't want to know. And then I suppose that could happen, but I feel like a little scratch here and there is not really going to cause too much of a speed bump. I'd love to be wrong about that.
And this is how I can tell you've never studied the art of war. 1,000 little cuts are as good as one big massive cut. If I scratch my butt 100 times with hair growing shampoo on it, it's gonna add up to be a problem.
Again, I think if you do it like during the same shower, yes, but I think if you spread them out, I think it's not gonna compound like that. Hashtag not a doctor. Hashtag especially of hair. Hashtag or butts.
What about butt hair?
I don't think there's a doctor for butt hair. Guessing there's one about hair growth and butts. I don't think there's one specifically for butt hair.
But there should be.
But hair should
I'm going to need a very special specialist to take care of this problem if I'm not careful. Which is why when I'm in the shower, rinse, rinse, rinse. Don't scratch, don't scratch. Wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. You wouldn't think washing hands in the shower would be a pain in the butt. But it's an extra step that I wasn't doing before.
Yeah, no, that totally would throw off my rhythm. I don't have the rhythm you have where I know specifically what butt cheek I scratch first after I've washed my hair. But I do have a definitely routine that would be thrown off, and that would be annoying.
Here's the thing, Jason. I didn't know I had this routine until I was playing for keeps. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh crap, because I caught myself doing it once. And I'm like, oh no, that's bad. I shouldn't do that. Let's wash this off. Ha 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 ha. And then I did it the next day. And I'm like, is this a thing I always do? And so I've paid attention ever since. I'm like, yeah, wash hair, wash hair, wash hair. Reach down to scratch right butt cheek. Stop. Wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. That's the new pattern.
Okay. At least you've developed it. Now stick to it, and you won't have any incidents.
I'm not good at sticking to patterns that are for my benefit.
I mean, yeah, that's almost exclusively what this podcast is about for both of us. If we could stick to doing things that were good for us, there'd be no need for this show. Or less need. We might still. And no, just before you ask, I'm just getting the product out of my hair. I am not running my hand through my luxurious long hair on top of my head on purpose.
This guy is such a douchebag. I'm sitting here burying my soul about how I'm uncomfortable facing the world bald and how now I have to worry about getting too much butt hair. And he just stands here running his hair through his thick locks. Make this look a little more like in the cartoons you draw, Steve.
Some of my balding friends have told me, I have the opposite problem of them. I shave all the hair off the sides of my head, and it all sits on the top. They can't get anything to grow on the top, and the sides are tough to manage. So,
yeah.
Again, apologies. That was not meant to be directed at you. I started doing it, and I was like, oh, that's right. I still have product in my hair from earlier today. I need to kind of brush that out. And then I realized I'm just teasing my hair while you're talking about, I can't get my hair to grow, and now my butt's in trouble. That is a real problem. Just gotta get this. Yep, that one's 5 inches long. That's nice.
Let me see the volume over here. Sure takes a long time to brush your hair. 400 strokes a night. But it's worth it. La 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 la, Fabio.
No, my hair is not that long. I haven't had that long in a while, and I don't think I want to. My hair is straight and thin, like super straight. Like you cannot curl it with the toughest of mechanisms or the strongest of I don't even know what they're called. Curly doodads.
Curlers?
No, not curlers. They're like it's I don't know. It's a weird
Curling
thing.
iron?
It's bendy. No, stop. I know what those are. Talking about something totally different. It's like a bendy thing that you would put in my daughter's hair to curl it because she has the same hair I do, basically. And we did that once as she was a kid and put it in her hair after a bath. And we took him out the next morning and she looked like Little Orphan Annie. I was like, whoa, that's too much.
Nice.
I'm saying, like, that did that job then. But I imagine it would probably have nothing to do with mine. If it did, then I would look super weird. I'd look like a British fancy boy from the 13th century or something. That's not what I was going for.
Given the way your hair is now, you'd look more like one of those British fancy guards in front of the palace.
Yes.
Without the hat.
Yeah, I definitely have
your hair would be the hat. Yeah.
Vanilla Ice thing going on.
Was he a palace guard?
No.
That that part of his career.
The hairstyle, not what the person's like. Giving a visual idea of what I look like right now.
You got a palace, yo, I'll guard it. And if you got product, yo, I'll guard it. Ice, ice, baby. Bum, 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 bum. Not many words right with guard.
I'm not going to get into that. I bet you I could probably... Hard definitely is one.
Hard's not a verb, dummy. You need a verb so you can verb it.
Okay, you can card it. Card is definitely a verb in some cases.
If you try underage drinking, I'll card it. Yeah, that's not gonna really sound...
Hey, you're at least working on it. You're at least workshopping. We can do this together now. So, now going back to the shower thing, I feel like that is one of those things that my parents, kind of thankfully probably, didn't really teach me. It's just like I picked it up on my own, and then I think I picked it up wrong. Because it took an episode of Seinfeld for me to realize, oh no, I am taking way too long in the shower. The episode where Jerry basically has to teach Kramer how to shower. And he says, like, you're doing a piecemeal. You want to just, use gravity. And I'm just like, oh my God. I never thought of that. I wouldn't like wash my arm and then wash it off. Like wash it and then rinse off. Wash it, rinse off. But I wash my entire body, rinse it off, then do my hair and rinse it off. And...
So, did you get a bar of Lever 2000 and think, well, this is for 2,000 parts. There must be 2,000 parts of me I need to wash. And you figured out what each one was?
No, I probably used bar soap as a kid. I'm almost certain I did because I don't think liquid body soap.
There was really no body wash when we were kids.
No. But there has been so long that it's hard for me to remember. Like, I know I washed my hands with bar soap as a kid, but I don't remember washing my body. And I'm like, how would I even do that? I'm sure I did with a rag. Gosh, life before poofs was tough.
Yeah. I want to go back to the other sentence you said, like, your parents didn't teach you. Do you think other people's parents taught them?
They should, based on how my kids shower. Good Lord.
I think this genetic instinct. I'm going to check in with my children because I didn't teach them. My parents never taught me. I don't know how anybody else washes, but we're all coming out fine. So, all right.
I mean, eventually. I can't judge based on a teenager, and I understand that. But, man, so greasy.
I guess you do like to get naked with your son in the shower and wash each other, so maybe this is something you... That face doesn't work for podcasting either.
Works for me. Shut your mouth. I'd say I told you that in confidence, but I didn't because we talked about it on a podcast, but don't bring it up again. But along those lines, you could, like, you know, get in, like, swim gear and, like, show, you know, a general idea of, okay, this is what you do when you're in the shower.
You could, or you could just say, get in the water and wash the parts of you that stink. P.S. All of your parts stink.
I mean, I would think that, but then I go in my daughter's room and I'd almost die from the pure stench just coming off the walls. I say, like, okay, she's in the shower for like 45 minutes. What does she do?
So maybe she's doing what I did when I first started showering. Now, granted, I was like 5, but I was terrified of the water. So I would just sit under the faucet so the water would shoot down in front of me, getting nowhere near me, just getting wet by all the mist. And then I would throw the shampoo bottle so that they would bounce back to me. And if they didn't come back and they stayed in the water, I was too scared to go get it. So I knew my shower was done, and I'd turn off the water. I was done.
You are giving such a great reasoning for why we should teach children how to shower.
No, here's the thing. I was that bad at it, and then I realized after a while, hey, this ain't helping. Maybe I should stop being a pansy, nut up to that water, show it who's boss, and wash my butt. And I did. I picked myself up by my bootstraps, Jason, and washed those bootstraps.
I can pretty much guarantee that I did not have bootstraps. Thus, I did not pull them up. So I was kicked in the ass many times, and I would just sit down instead of go forward. So, to that end, I remember, I don't know what age it was till, but I know that I took baths for way too long. And I know that because I used exclusively Johnson's & Johnson's baby shampoo.
It was gentle on your eyes.
It was, and it was the only thing I would use because everything else burned like crazy when it got into my eyes.
I mean, I'm not surprised. This totally tracks with everything I know about you.
Oh yeah, no. This it all is believable, and you could make it up on your own if you wanted.
Bubbles and a little slices of cucumber on your eyes?
I have never had cucumber on my eyes.
Okay.
I never once had that experience. But no, I just would, force my mom to do that. Just like I would, sleep at the foot of my parents' bed for so long before I would sleep in my own room. I was the second kid, so I got to do things as I wanted.
I'm amazed you have a younger sister. If you were my kid, I'd be done procreating.
Yeah. Trust me, I get it. I stopped at 2, and I can't imagine any other choice.
So you're saying your son's just as weird as you are?
No, he is. I'm kicking him along, and for the most part, he runs along. He does not sit down. He does occasionally, but he's showering now, and as we've talked about, I made sure he got on the right path with showering, and now he pretty much does everything himself. And doesn't always do it perfectly, but he does it, and that's what counts. And lots of other things are no. He is not me. I will make sure he is not me. My daughter is me, and I apologize for that. For anybody that encounters her in the next 5 years. That's my fault.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. If you enjoy our flavor of nonsense, please like and subscribe wherever you found us. And please share with your friends and cooler family members.